Welcome to Swolehammer. Even though we love the frantic action of Warcry and the skirmish gameplay of Kill Team, there's something to be said about fielding a big army. Hence why I started Starting Sigmar. For whoever is new to the channel or series, the mission of these videos are to help new players make a fun and efficient army from a specific faction, rounding out to a 1,000-point list, which is the lowest tier of competitive play. We also want to make it easy to acquire these items and enjoyable to hobby with. The criteria are as follows. We avoid making lists with repeat models. Models need to be easily accessible either from a Games Workshop store or Amazon. I like to support local, but sometimes prices can't be beat online. All models suggested are in plastic, and we only focus on armies with the current edition's battle tomes. We're in the 3rd edition of Age of Sigmar. Some armies still only have their 2nd edition rules, and I don't want to do videos on them until they get their new rules because the videos will go out of date quicker. So join me in the chaotic cavalcade known as the Hedonites of Slaanesh. So why play Hedonites of Slaanesh? If your style of chaos isn't spreading plagues or manipulating magic, but inflicting pain and overwhelming your opponent, then the Hedonites are for you. Scouring the mortal realms for access in any form, Slaaneshi followers will find an extremely fast army that throws weight of dice like no tomorrow. However, in their new 3rd edition battle tome, their tricks become front and center. A devious and flavorful new mechanic, temptation dice, give your opponent opportunities to exchange their failed roll with a 6 to generate depravity points for you, or if they reject it, mortally wounding your opponent's unit. A win-win situation for the Demon of Depravity. This is not even including War Scroll specific abilities like situational buffs for you, debuffs for your opposition, and spells that mess with the flow of battle. Few can withstand the lurid haze of Slaanesh. Model-wise, you have mortals and demons. Majority of the demons are older sculpts and fall in love-or-hate territory. Some newer ones, like Sinessa though, are very impressive. The mortals, on the other hand, are from the past couple years, and boy do they rock. Fantastic detail and posing, they're blessed with a gorgeous model range that makes even Slaanesh themselves jealous. So let's dive into what units you should look out for. On the demon side, I would say the Contorted Epitome is one of the biggest ones that generally stayed great but got their points lowered, which is amazing. And on the mortal side, we have Glutos, who has become an absolute unit. Durable, doesn't degrade as terribly, and also hits hard as hell with situationally a cast 3 unbind 3 profile. Absolutely awesome. These models will cost you 60 MSRP and 130 MSRP, with Glutos being more readily available. Now on to the buy list, where as always, if it's viable, I start with the new Vanguard box, which we have right here. Up next, the Lord of Hubris, which could also be replaced with the Lord of Pain if one is easier to find than the other. They serve the same purpose in the upcoming list. Next up, Painbringers, the 2nd battle line for our list, and then Sigvald. Overall, a very punchy, fun all-rounder list. It just is unfortunate because the list building is weird for Slaanesh, and also the costs have gone up on things. So this list clocks in around $300. But wait, there's more because we're covering the demons now. Starting up, and unfortunately, they're still kind of hard to find and collect, so we're going to have to go with the old start collecting. I've seen it at a lot of local game stores and my local GW store because it's a pretty unpopular box, but it's actually good for our list and in the new edition. So we're going with that. Second one's the Keeper of Secrets. This one's clocking in a bit cheaper. If you can get those deals, it'll go under $250, but this will be the quintessential Slaanesh demons list. Chariots, demonettes, and some very fast, aggressive units like Seekers. And then the Keeper of Secrets has just gotten boosted in the new battle tome. Going on to the list themselves now, we have the Slaanesh Mortals list. Army Subfaction Pretenders. You can literally do any of the 3. Pretenders are just my favorite and what I'm going to be playing the most. So you have the Shard Speaker from the Vanguard box, Bliss Barb Archers from Vanguard box, and the Seekers from the Vanguard box. Unfortunately, there's no room for the Slangors because we need a second battle line, which is where the Lord of Hubris comes in, where if you make him your general, Painbringers and Twin Souls become battle line. This is the same for the Lord of Pain, like I said earlier. So if you like that model better, they're pretty much the same points, go ahead, use them instead. Then we have Sigvald, because that model is just so awesome. And if you're playing Mortals, you should probably play Sigvald. He's badass. And then the Painbringers, you can also do the Twin Souls because they're from the same box and the same price. So if you just like one unit better, there you go. While this list is erring on the extremely expensive side for at least Age of Sigmar, I do stand by the fact that I make lists that are easy to collect and also fun to play. This is an extreme all-rounder, heavy-hitting list that I would enjoy to play like all the other lists I make. I do have to warn new players and even intermediate players alike, when it comes to painting Bliss Barb Archers, they're in extreme pain, and I would definitely suggest finding the easiest way to get them on the table. Now on to our demons list, and for this I did Godseekers because it's just the fastest, hardest hitting, charge bonus kind of synergistic list, and this goes with getting a Keeper Secret and Chariots into battle as fast as possible. So your Keeper Secrets will be your general. You'll do the Bladebringer Herald on Seeker Chariot. Now this is a tad confusing, but this is something I found out myself doing the star collecting for Slaanesh Demons. The big chariot actually builds 2 small chariots, the Seeker Chariots. The instructions are a tad confusing, but the Bladebringer Herald and the normal Seeker Chariot are pretty much the same model. You just say one's the leader and you build from there. Then for battle line, it's just more from the Star Collecting Demons box. 10 Demonettes, 5 Seekers. Like I said, if you're into Slaanesh Demons, this hits hard, is super fun, super fast, and has some good spell casting. And that's it! It was interesting to see that Slaanesh won our community poll by a good margin against Khorne. But don't worry, all followers of the Blood God, there's Starting Sigmar Khorne coming up soon. And thankfully, those lists will be extremely easy to collect for. But either way, comment, let me know what you think about Slaanesh in the new book and the list that I came up with. I try to make things as easy as possible, but they made Slaanesh list building a tad weird, like I said in the video. But I'm excited to delve deep into those Slaanesh mortals. Either way, this is Rafiq from Swolehammer. Stay swole.